up, everybody? Growing up in Potomac, Maryland, we had a great time. We'd go to each other's houses, play in the backyard, play out in the street. It just felt normal and fun. So when I was trying to decide where to raise my own family, I thought, you know what? Why not pick Potomac? And I wasn't wrong. It's a great place to live, and I really love it. But it's not for everyone. So in this video, I want to go through my top reasons why you may not want to pick Potomac, Maryland. So let's just dive right in. So if you watch my videos, you know when I talk about Potomac, I always say one of the best things about it is that you get more land for your money, especially when you compare it to its neighbor Bethesda. And this is true. If you want more land for your money, a bigger lot, Potomac is a great choice. But with that comes a lot of upkeep. So my first reason you may want to avoid Potomac is that unless you're prone to mowing lawns, weeding, mulching, flowering, or you're willing to hire someone to do all of that, you just may want to rethink having all of that land because it does take a lot of work. And in Potomac, we really like to make sure our yards look good. So it's not something you can just avoid. So just keep in mind, if you're going to pick Potomac, you're going to get that backyard and front yard and lots more land, but you do have to remember that it takes a lot of work or money to keep it up. And it's not just about mowing the lawn, because really that's not such a big deal, but a lot of plots in Potomac are 2 acres, and a lot of them have both well and or septic fields on them rather than public water or sewer. This just goes back to, back in the day when they just didn't have sewer lines for all these big, large plots. So they would build these leach fields and create their own private well. Now, I don't know if this is a con for you, but it's something you just need to know, because with that comes responsibility. You've got to make sure that water in the well is potable, and you have to make sure those leach fields are working properly in the septic field. You just can't depend on the city to take care of these things for you. Now, you do save money because you're not paying the city for water or sewer. So there's that. There's the pro of having well and septic, and you do control the quality of your water. But it is a responsibility, it is upkeep. So if you're thinking about moving to Potomac, just make sure when you check that land, if it does have a lot of acreage, if it does have at least 2 acres, that it may be on well and septic, and that's something you want to investigate and you want to inspect before buying that house. And just a side note, if you are thinking about buying in Potomac and the house does have well and septic and you want more information on how to upkeep wells and or septic systems, or you need inspectors, just send me a note or a text. I'm happy to help you out. Also in Potomac, a lot of homes use oil as a fuel rather than natural gas, or some of them are just purely electric. But I just want to point this out because it's pretty unique to Potomac as opposed to Bethesda or Chevy Chase or even Rockville, that when you do buy a house here, just check the utilities. And I'm not actually saying this is a con. It just depends on what you prefer. I'm just pointing it out that a lot of Potomac homes still use oil as one of their fuels. So my next reason why you may want to avoid Potomac is if you're working in DC, because we do border Washington, DC, your commute is going to be longer. Or even if you're working in Northern Virginia, a lot of people still pick Potomac for the reasons I previously mentioned. But you got to keep in mind, it's going to increase your commute, as opposed to if you lived in Bethesda or Chevy Chase or Kensington. It's just the way it is. It's farther away. Now, lately, the commute hasn't been so bad because more people are working from home. And if you look at this chart, it shows you that by 2025, 36.2 million Americans will be working remotely. That's double what it was pre-pandemic. So in that case, the commute won't be as bad because traffic won't be as bad, because here in Montgomery County, traffic is really bad. But I'm a little bit hopeful with more people working from home. It might be a little better, but it's just something to keep in mind. Potomac is further away, so your commute, it's going to be longer. Another thing I want to point out is that unlike its neighbors Bethesda and Rockville, Potomac does not have a metro stop. In fact, it's nowhere near a metro stop. So it's just something I also want you to keep in mind when thinking about that commute and where you're working, that there is no metro in Potomac. And I can't talk about Potomac, Maryland without mentioning how expensive it is. It's very expensive to live in Potomac. According to bestplaces.net, which gives an average index of 100 for the United States, Potomac compares at 193. And even more startling is their number for housing. Compared to the 100 index for the United States, They give Potomac 374.8. The median home cost is almost $1.1 million in Potomac. It's just expensive to live here. Let me give you some specific examples so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. If you're gonna buy gas today in Potomac Village, which is the center of Potomac where the gas stations are, it would cost you $3.49 for regular and $4.49 for premium. If you decided to go to next door to Rockville, which it's gonna take you 20 minutes to get from Potomac Village to the next gas station, then you're only gonna pay $3.04 for regular and $3.44 for premium. Now you may think to yourself, that's not a problem, I'll just drive the 20 minutes whenever I need to get gas. But as you all know, it doesn't work that way in our daily living. We're going, then all of a sudden we look at the gas tank and we need gas and we go to the closest one. So if you're gonna move to Potomac, that's gonna cost you more money. And just be aware that if you order any services, like some of those lawn services I spoke about earlier, and you live in Potomac, they will charge you a premium because they assume you can afford it. It's just the way it is. I would say Potomac and Bethesda are comparable in that sense, but I was part of a Facebook group the other day where there are certain houses that are in Potomac but also in the city of Rockville. And they were literally saying, if you're gonna order anything or have anyone come to your house, use the Rockville city rather than Potomac because you'll get a better rate. I'm not lying, I swear, I'm telling you the truth. So it's just something to keep in mind that there is an assumption that you can pay more, so it may cost you more. And just to round out the cost of living point of living in Potomac is that we do have high taxes here, both property taxes, sales tax, income tax. I can go over all this more specifically in a cost of living video, or you can reach out to me. But just be aware, in Maryland, there's a lot of taxes, especially Montgomery County. One of my clients asked me the other day, are people in Potomac really snobby? Because it's pretty well known that Potomac's one of the wealthiest cities in the whole country. And I have to say, no, I don't think they are. I do think there's a lot of money here, and if you go to the public high school Winston Churchill and you look at the student parking lot and you look at the teachers parking lot, it's pretty obvious who has all the money here. But that doesn't mean they're snobby. Being so close to DC and Northern Virginia and Bethesda and Chevy Chase, I think we have a great influx of different people from different places. And it just depends on what you believe to be snobby. But I'm not gonna deny there's a lot of money in Potomac, and it can feel a little bit like keeping up with the Joneses sometimes. But do you have to buy into that? I personally don't think so. But I wanna know what you think. What do you think of Potomac? Is it someplace you want to live? Do you already live here and do you like it? Put a comment below and tell us what you think of Potomac. I really do want to know. And if you're thinking about moving here and you like our help, my team and I, we'd love to help you. As you know, I am a realtor here in Maryland and DC, and we help people move into the area all the time and make it as seamless as possible. Potomac is a great choice and a great place to live. We have amazing parks, we have amazing access to DC. Take a look at this video on my pros and cons of Potomac to get more ideas. And reach out to me anytime you want. Call, email, text, morning, afternoon, and night. We've got your back, and I appreciate you watching. If you do like this video, please subscribe and tell your friends. I do appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Bye.